What if a group of people secretly controlled how a certain ecosystem was run behind closed doors? Puppeteers, if you may? Sounds eerily close to a mafia, right? Well, what if we told you a group of men today control how our world works? You'd probably think of world leaders such as Putin, Narendra Modi, Xi Jinping, or Kim Jong-un. Or on a second guess, you'd probably even say Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, and Elon Musk. Well, there was once a certain group of highly skilled individuals whose collective efforts reflected that of a mafia organization, or at least mimicked it to a close degree in Silicon Valley. Infamously, they were termed as the PayPal Mafia. And yes, Elon Musk is an integral part of this infamous group of individuals. KindaViral presents PayPal Mafia, the men who control Silicon Valley. To this day, the exact number of members and their overall influence on the fast-paced world of startups is still unclear. The PayPal Mafia is a group of former PayPal employees and founders who have since founded and developed companies such as Tesla, LinkedIn, Palantir Technologies, SpaceX, Affirm, Kiva, YouTube, Yelp, and Yammer. PayPal was founded by Max Levchin, Peter Thiel, Luke Nosek, and Ken Howrey in 1998. And it was established as Confinity, a combination of confidence and infinity, a money transfer service. In March of 2000, Confinity merged with X.com, an online banking company which was owned by Elon Musk.
I've sunk the great majority of my net worth into X.com, which is the new banking and mutual funds company on the internet that I've started.
Big X.
Exactly. X.com.
Soon, Elon Musk was replaced by Peter Thiel as CEO of X.com, which was renamed PayPal in 2001 and went public in 2002. Shortly after PayPal's IPO, eBay bought the company on October 3, 2002 for $1.5 billion. After the 2002 IPO, the men involved in the iconic PayPal journey now headed in their own directions. Each one had made enough money to start something on their own, and that's exactly what they did. In the year 2002, Elon Musk launched SpaceX. 10 years post-foundation in 2012, SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft was the first commercial vehicle to be docked on the International Space Station. He invested heavily in Tesla Motors and later became the CEO of the company. He also co-founded Neuralink, OpenAI, and The Boring Company. His current net worth is $171 billion US. Peter Thiel, aka Don of the Mafia, co-founded Confinity, which later developed PayPal. He also founded Clarium Capital and Palantir. He was amongst the very first investors in Facebook. Today, he is known for his Thiel Fellowship and partner of Y Combinator, thus producing many more founders for future unicorn startups. His current net worth is $7.25 billion US. Max Levchin was an early co-founder of PayPal. He is amongst the team of people who later introduced the CAPTCHA test to the world. He was also an early investor in Yelp. His current net worth, $2 billion US. These brands are some of the most important consumer brands to exist today. These companies have set themselves apart from the rest, and our world would be a very different place today without them in it. The PayPal Mafia is sometimes credited with inspiring the re-emergence of consumer-focused internet companies after the dot-com bust of 2001. The PayPal Mafia phenomenon has been compared to the founding of Intel in the late 1960s by engineers who had earlier founded Fairchild Semiconductor after leaving Shockley Semiconductor. Those were a handful of gentlemen who changed the world. The PayPal Mafia did the same. Journalist Sarah Lacey, in her book, Only Once You're Lucky, Twice You're Good, says that the selection process and technical learning at PayPal played a role. But the main factor behind their future success was the confidence they gained there. Their success has been attributed to their youth, the physical, cultural, and economic infrastructure of Silicon Valley, and the diversity of their skill sets. PayPal's founders encouraged tight social bonds among its employees, and many of them continued to trust and support one another after leaving PayPal. An intensely competitive environment and a shared struggle to keep the company running despite many setbacks also contributed to a strong and lasting camaraderie amongst former employees. Is it just a mere coincidence, or a series of calculated risks taken by the early co-founders and employees of PayPal? The latter seems more plausible regarding the huge success of PayPal. Yes, the social structure of the early PayPal days influenced the rapport between the members even after leaving PayPal. Armed with enough money and experience, these members took some calculated risks, and it yielded rich dividends. Perhaps one may even say that many of these companies wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the PayPal Mafia. So the question still remains: is it necessarily a bad thing if an extremely skilled group of individuals are the big guys in Silicon Valley? It shouldn't be so.
In the beginning, we thought, this is so crazy. What are we doing trying to come up with something like this? And then over time, we're like, yeah, it can definitely be done. And now we're just kind of arguing over the details.
Foundation and growth of a small startup is an impressive feat by itself. But if you manage to grab the attention of at least one of the Mafia members, then you probably did something right. Having founded and sold startups of their own, the Mafia's experience is extremely niche and, quite frankly, unparalleled. So if your startup gets Mafia attention, you can consider yourself going in the right direction. From the outside, it's hard to say if the Mafia are still influencing what startups make it to the top in Silicon Valley. The idea of like-minded individuals agreeing on a decision of whether to make or break a company almost sounds villainous. Perhaps that's why the term PayPal Mafia was aptly coined. Well, do you think the PayPal Mafia are good or evil? Let us know in the comments section. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more educational videos and keep watching KindaViral.